What's up, guys? Welcome back. So Thonan here. This is the Daily Grind. This is DC Legends, and in a new chapter of the newbie step-by-step guide for DC Legends. Um, I forgot to record for the Sunday to Monday day, so now we are fully into May, and let me show you the PvP arena. The Siege of the Starheart for Green Lantern Alan Scott is already live. You can already start participating in it. It's a fairly friendly PvP mode, and I'm going to explain to you now that the Siege is a thing that seemingly is going to happen month to month. It's also going to become one of your venues for acquiring new characters. So you can at least get a paywall to rank 3, rank 5 as a newbie, depending on how you build your team. You have 3 weeks to build up your team when you're a newbie. So maybe you won't get a high rank character this month, but Alan Scott is going to be featured as one of the eligible characters for the next, in this case June, monthly event. So you can do that. Also on Raid Arena, like I told you before, you don't have to worry a lot about ranking high right now. You won't be able for the first couple of weeks to actually rank in a decent place. You can go to maybe 1400 or maybe 1500 trophies, depending on if you spend gold or not, because you're going to have to participate in some other stuff. So right now, for this newbie account, the PvP week started today on Monday at around 5 p.m. Central. The new PvP week started, so you get resetted back to the bottom of the barrel as a newbie with just 900 trophies. If you get less than that, you go to Sidekick, but it's very, very difficult for that to happen unless you make a mess of your team. Now, our goal for this week, the past week I only scored 15 shards of Robin, I think, or maybe I didn't. I don't remember really. But the first few reward tiers are guaranteed. So if you score 1500 trophies at the end of the week next Monday, you're going to walk away with 65 shards of the prize. This week's is the Flash. Try to score at least 14 to 1500, because Flash only has a single node, and he's now a very useful character. He's been reworked and he plays very well. So it's a useful addition to your character roster, because he got a rework and was featured along with Green Lantern Hal Jordan. Now he is removed from the PvP packs in the normal store. So what to do as a newbie? You might say, well, I don't have a good enough team to participate in Siege. That's not entirely true. This Siege is very newbie friendly. I'm not going to play right now because I'm going to explain to you the strategy, but I want you to check my participation into this Siege, and I have already scored 8 wins. That was 3 fights on the first day. That was Sunday afternoon. And now on Monday, I participated 5 times. So I'm just waiting for my energy to regenerate fully before I cash in my rewards. The strategy, once Siege is in place, changes. Now you won't be able to actually finish your whole legendary missions every day, but you still have to focus on getting 53 shards, performing 30 heroic missions, and fighting 27 PvP fights. Siege and Wraith Arena count as PvP, so fighting the 27 fights is way easier when Siege is live. Of course, you're going to get defeated every day, and you're going to lose a ton of trophies, but don't mind this. As long as you score at least 300 trophies at the end of the siege, you will be able to score 80 shards for the featured character, and this is not difficult to do for a newbie. And don't worry, you will be the siege character usually gets a PvP week in the following month, so that way you can at least get a rank 5 if you're following this series. Now, what's the strategy for a newbie when siege is on? As soon as you can during reset, you are going to spend all of your siege energy fighting. Doesn't matter how you score. Just try as a newbie, and this is why I tell you this is a very newbie friendly siege, because 3 characters are actually in the bonus characters, and you should have them unlocked already and pretty well geared up for the level. That's the Flash, Green Lantern, and Jay Garrick, the monthly free character. So you at least have 6 extra points, so even if you win with just 1 star, you will get a minimum of 9 trophies per fight. And if you follow this strategy, you will be fighting after the first day 5 times. So that's 45 trophies per day. And most of your enemies in the starting days are going to be just bots. Like this. So if you go in, you will notice that they are locked at 3 stars because that's the highest rank. We have developed the characters on your main team. It's going to switch. Near the end of the siege, we are going to move the characters up to rank 4. But not before we get the gear 5 and up for your team. So there is that. So sorry if I can show you any fights right now, because I'm waiting for my energy to regenerate. So after you finish, since I'm going to do that right now, you see I only need 2 more fragments, and I need 2 more heroic chapters to unlock the rewards. This is what changes when you start fighting in the siege. Finish your 30 fights, get your 53 hero fragments. I still haven't performed red alerts. You have to finish your whole red alerts to get the shards. On Sunday, the big prize was 22 shards of Killer Frost, so I have Killer Frost unlocked right now. If you finish today on Monday, and you have until Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central Time to finish your red alerts, you're going to unlock Harley Quinn Quite Vexing today. So work in that. So yeah, I just need 2 more fights. As you see, I have been working on getting the full chapter 3 heroics. So just pick whoever to unlock. Okay, these are my last 2. Try to get your cheetah. She is good. She's not going to follow you into endgame, but you have to get her at least rank 2 for the villain side of the events. And for Mystical Archive, remember in the beginning, I'm sorry I didn't record my run for the Mysticals, but now I have full gear for Satana. So next Saturday I start working on Wonder Woman Princess, and Siren and Cheetah. There's Killer Frost. I already have her unlocked from Red Alerts, so my roster keeps expanding. Also, Green Arrow is a nice addition. Start working on him. You get rewards for Green Arrow through Red Alerts, but you have to farm him manually. Lex Luthor you still get from PvP rewards. We are going to work towards a rank 4 Lex Luthor, and he's going to get parked there forever after that, but he's pivotal for tackling the energy event node 4 until you unlock new energy characters. Namely, that will be Captain Cold, Killer Frost, that you can keep farming. They are way more useful in the late game and working up on your Flash. And now that Cyborg is back again on the PvP rewards, get your Cyborg up to rank. But currently, park everything at rank 3. Even if you get shards like Jay Garrick, tomorrow I'm going to get a rank 4 capable Jay Garrick, but he's going to stay rank 3 because I don't want, or well, you don't want the Wraith Arena and the Siege to become more difficult than it already is. Like right now it's kind of difficult but manageable. You can still win every fight if you fight properly, and your red alerts can be completed every day. But before moving into rank 4 characters, you have to unlock Swamp Thing and Star Sapphire from red alerts. Once you get those two at least rank 3, then you can start working on rank 4 characters, not before. So as you see, I have finished my legendary missions, more powerful than a locomotive, so that's going to stay right there. Don't cash this until before the reset. I usually do that half an hour before the next reset. But if your reset is one of those odd hours, maybe you won't get the full regeneration. But still, wait the closest you can until the next reset. Or just go ham, and if you have a very, very odd reset for your server, like in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, and you can actually play at those times, then cash your energy in and spend it all before going into the next day. You have to reach with at least, since Siege Energy takes an hour and a half to regenerate a single point, so you can only get 15 points per day at most. You can get more than that. Don't buy Siege Energy. If you're not spending money in this game and you're just starting out, don't buy Siege Energy. It's worthless for you. You're going to just spend gems pointlessly. So for me, my reset is at 7 p.m. Central. I wait until 6 and a half before cashing this in. You just have to be careful with this. And the rest of the energy, if you can, just use it for green rings. Oh, I don't have Speed Force anymore. Well, I'm gonna play that manually later then. And well, that's pretty much the strategy. If you have been following this video series, then you know that on Saturday we brought everybody up to Gear 4 from the main team. So now I was able to reach and conquer Node 3 of the event. So now I have 9 shards per day, and there's still 6 days left in... Oh, this is Node 4. Well, yeah, I reached Node 3 and won. So now I have 9 shards available for Jay Garrick. That's 9 shards per day. There's still 6 days on the event. So I can score 54 more shards during this week, and that's enough to bring Jay to almost rank 5. And there are rewards coming in the coming 2 weeks for Jay from the login. So we are going to finish this first week with a rank 5 capable Jay Garrick. So we can then just work on shards, on gearing up during the next week. That is starting tomorrow, Tuesday, the energy event, then on Thursday, the physical event, and just before this event finishes on Saturday, there's going to be another chance to try to go up to Node 4 before this week's event finishes. So that's still another 16 shards, I believe. 20 if you count the nodes in the middle. So that's 20 more shards to add to our collection. So as you can see, a legendary one is a short thing. Even if you start on the same month as the event, you can walk away with a legendary 1 character. But we're going to try to make that a legendary 2 by the end of the second week event. Now, since pretty much everything right now is going to be just repeat what you have seen in the previous videos, you have to fight 27 times in Raid Arena and Siege. You have to do your 30 heroics. You can now choose, now that you have Jay unlocked and you have him rather well built up for your level, you can score. I can show you right now. There, I'm leading in my alliance. We are all a bunch of newbies for the most part. This is a PvP day on Monday, but you can score. You can actually score higher on PvP days when you're a newbie, because you can actually afford to use the 5-pointer, gear him up real quick to 5 to 6 to whatever it is you're parked, and you can use him in pretty much any team. Like right now, I'm running a PvP team with Green Arrow in Jay Garrick, so I'm scoring 6 points per fight. So every 10 fights, it's 60 points. And as you can see, it's showing up. I'm leading the rank. If I spend gold fighting more times in PvP, then I will get even higher. I've already scored 1900 alliance points. That's there today. But I wouldn't start buying alliance stuff until I had at least a pot of 5,000 alliance tokens. So there's that. You can start working on characters that you don't have unlocked, because most of these guys are 2-pointers. The guys that you're going to see here, these guys for the most part, unless they are farmable on the heroics, these guys are usually 2-point characters. So you can count, for example, Poison Ivy, Enchantress, Martian Manhunter, and Wonder Woman DOJ are usually ranked as 2-point characters. So you can start working on that. If you start sinking gold to score higher, you can use that in my alliance or in any other alliance. I also extend the invitation again. Many people have joined. I think it's like 10 people right now that have joined since I started the video series, discounting these guys that are my alts, starting this: Carlos, User, whatever, Fexora, Rebel Singer, Ricky, Mel Champion, Obstinate. All of these are new guys. So we still have 15 more slots to welcome newbies that want to get their feet wet while they progress to bigger stuff. So outside of that, there's nothing much to add. I'm going to make a video also on reviewing Jay Garrick. I think even though mine it's only Legendary 2, I feel that I have tested him enough to give a honest review on the character. He's not a meta defining character by any means, but that doesn't mean he's useless. It's a very, very good character at what he does. And what he does is control turn meter. And when you can make him work, and it's not a big if, it's easy to make him work. It's just that he's very situational. But when you need a character to completely shut down the opposing team, I have not seen a character like this with so much control made available. Oh, I regenerated a PvP point, so let's go into that. And Jay is actually better here in low rank. Now, this is a bot. Let me go against... let me go against a real guy. This is something I don't think I have explained it well enough. When you start out the game, when you are this low level, there aren't many people like you at this rank. In the bottom of the barrel of PvP, there are not many people. And I get attacked sometimes in the forums because I state this. I tell people, well, it's just that the game is so much easier for newbies because you have all of the perks but none of the limitations. And taking some of this stuff aside for 1 second, maybe you don't have the passive, maybe you don't have the legendary abilities, but it's this. The game actually ranks the artificial intelligence down to your level. That's why I told you, don't go ham, don't get desperate, don't rank up your characters too soon. Because, for example, I can go versus this Swamp Thing team right now, and Swamp Thing is not going to revive because he doesn't have access to his passive. Now, this guy, Purple Pirate, he's a real guy, this is a real player, and he has a rank 4, let's go check what he has. He's level 22, and his power is decent, but yeah, he has very low gear in all of his characters, and he's very limited in what he can do. He doesn't have access to the Bat Kick, he doesn't have access to the Flash Vortex, he doesn't have access to the Feed on Fear on Sinestro, and his healing passive. He doesn't have access to that. So they only have, well, very basic actions. So they could be, it would be better if they had gear 5 or gear 6 before they went up in rank, because when you meet with someone around the same trophy level, I'm going to crush this guy right now. No offense, guy, but I'm going to dunk on you like real fast and real quick like this. And Jay is amazing at low level. He's also very good when you have him legendary and gear 11, but he's amazing at low level. Like, he starts speeding up faster than the Flash because Flash doesn't have his passive. So you can just focus on whoever you want. You're going to do a ton of damage. because you have gear 4 and this poor guy only has gear 1 and 2. And the character levels are mostly the same. Now, this doesn't look like much. I'm going to take 7% off his meter. But that's enough to throw the sequence out of whack, because now I can get shields on and just get rid of the flash because he's faster. So I want to be the fastest guy on the field. Since his characters are low level 2, then he doesn't have access to high level skills. That means he gains shield, but he gains less shield than I do, and it doesn't look like it. Now I'm going to take 14% off his turn meter. No, outright killing him. But that was a 14% meter, and I can now just heal, and the advantage is all mine. And like I showed you in my main account videos, and the other newbie account, as long as you have higher gear, he can be legendary 4 or whatever. It's just going to be tougher for you, but you're just going to dunk on the guys because you have extra health, you have higher speed, you have higher critical chance. The only way to increase speed and critical chance and critical damage on your characters is gear. Doesn't look like much at gear 4. You might say, well, it's just 300 extra HP, it's just 50 strength total. Starting from gear 5, it becomes more noticeable. And you just keep clearing stuff, and I haven't farmed Batman shards, and I already have my Batman real high. So like that, just keep working on that, keep working on your red alerts. Whenever you can, I usually do this starting on the new day after finishing your whole PvP day. Remember, when you reach 30 heroics, stop doing heroics. You don't get any more prizes for doing extra heroics. If you're going to spend extra energy doing missions, then try to go for 20 normal missions. Always just when you are this low level. Always on chapter 1 normal, last node, so you can farm green rings. In the very beginning, you are going to need all the green rings you can get. Blues is not going to be a problem, because your characters can go high enough in level to use the blue rings. So you are going to have a surplus for the first few months, like maybe you will start running into the drought during the 5th month, whenever you decide to go to level 50 and above, because some guys even go to level 60 and stay gear 9. That's also a strategy, and we're going to discuss that later. Because like I told you before, we are just waiting to get level 40. Once you reach level 40, you can accelerate this by buying energy, but it's very expensive for a new guy, because if you go for the 250 energy, this, for the extra speed force, you might level up before spending your whole energy bar. And in this game, you don't get extra energy, it doesn't carry over. So if you level up with 50 energy, you just get the remainder until your maximum. So you in effect lose everything you have. And if you finish leveling up with extra energy above what you can regenerate through a level up, that's energy that you are never going to get back. I got lucky today with my void scanner, and I got some extra energy points. I believe they give you 30 points when you get them through the void scanner. And I also got an energy drop in one of the PvP packs. If you're going to buy PvP packs, that was what I was talking about. After finishing your 27 fights, the next day, after you spend your PvP energy first, then you buy a PvP pack. Always buy this one, the 350. It's a nice middle point between the number of shards that you get and the probability that you will get extra prizes. And you get green rings, you can get blue rings, and sometimes you get PvP energy or PvE energy. Either is fine. And why the 350 instead of the 1K? In cost, in the return of tokens spent versus the shards you get in return, it's the best package. But here's this: when you're a newbie, it will take too long, more than 1 day, for you to get 1K tokens. 1,000 tokens for newbies is very hard to get on a daily basis without the spending gold. You also won't have enough Alliance tokens to reliably buy energy from the Alliance shop, so take that into consideration. And even though the pack advertises the best chance to collect exclusive arena heroes and bonus loot, that's a load of BS, because you will be getting most of your shards from the first row. So if you are not interested in Cyborg and Lex Luthor, chances are that's the guys you're going to get 16 hero fragments, 16 shards. So yeah, it's a nice return. But also consider this: just from the number of shards, buying 3 medium packages is just 1,050 arena tokens, and you get 5 more shards out of the deal. If you buy the Mega Arena pack, you only get 16 hero fragments, and you get bonus loot guaranteed. But the bonus loot, it's mostly materials. You don't get XP agent, and even though you get more energy when you get energy, be it PvE or PvP, the chances are still very low. You are not going to rank up any of the uncommons or any of the rares. Some people have spent 100,000 arena tokens buying these packs. That's 100 packs, and sometimes they get just 60 or 70 of the rare shards, divided among the 4 characters, not of a single one, divided among the 4 characters at the bottom row. They are not bad characters, but the one you will be most interested in, Vixen, already had a heroic challenge, and she is a hard paywall, so it's going to be very, very rare that we are going to get another hero challenge for Vixen in the near future. And also from the uncommons, Hippolyta, Terra, Hawkgirl, and Castaway, all 4 have gotten a heroic challenge. And from the top row, the only one that's missing is Batman Cape Crusader. So yeah, I wouldn't bet on this. It's just good for farming Bane outside of his heroic challenge notes, but that's about it. That's the character you want to get from the PvP commons. Bane, and that's about it. People were complaining about getting Jordan and getting Flash tokens from there. We got them for like 3 months in a row, but I'm digressing anyways. So there's that. That's all you have to know. That's all you have to do right now. Pointers from here on, these videos, I'm going to still be making them from time to time when there is uh, when there are special circumstances like the Kandak challenge. We're going to try our hand at the Kandak challenge. You are going to have to spend gold to get the energy, because the energy you get in one day, this is the balanced part of the game. It doesn't matter if you're level 10 or if you're level 80, you only get 313 energy points in one day for free. You don't get any more, doesn't matter what level your account is. If you're low level, you have to keep playing during the day to catch up with the regenerating energy. But when you are very high level, when you are at the highest level, you pretty much spend all your energy, wait 10 hours until the energy regenerates, and spend that, and that's how you get your 313. But that's the most you're going to get, and that's including the energy you get for free completing your normal missions for the day, your daily missions. So whenever you want to do something else, you have to spend extra energy. And that means that you have to either buy them from the Alliance store, which is expensive, or you have to actually buy the energy with gold, which is also very expensive, and it's not sustainable in the long run. There are some old strategies that kind of abused the fact that you can carry energy over from one day to the other, but it's very complicated, and that requires you to be glued to your phone, because you have to keep your energy from filling completely and stop playing 10 hours before the reset. And that's how you carry extra energy into the next day. But that's not advisable. Just to spend all the energy you have and stop playing a number of hours before the reset. But try to get as much free energy as you can. Sometimes, now that the leveling up has a slowdown, sometimes you will have to buy energy. Just remember, if you have already finished your heroics, your 30 heroics, that's your priority, because that's 100 gold, stop playing. Sooner than later, you won't be able to finish the extra 20. And there's some weird math that takes into consideration that you make 275 gold per day, so you can spend 200 and you're still carrying 75 profit, but you're going to eat up that amount of gold very, very quickly. It's not sustainable in the long run. It's usable in short bursts, but if you have to buy extra PvP energy, and you have to buy extra speed force, and if you have to buy extra energy to complete the free challenge, in this case it's the Kandak challenge, your bank is going to break. But we're going to be discussing that in 3 more days when the Kandak challenge opens. Just mentalize yourself as a newbie. It's almost impossible for you to actually finish these events until the end. You're not going to reach the last node, no matter how much money you invest, because you will have to buy specific characters to finish these events, and you will have to gear them to 9 and have very, very lucky runs. So there's that. But that doesn't mean we can't unlock the character in question. That's Black Adam. It's worthwhile. It's only 50 shards. And we are going to budget the event because it lasts 6 days. We're going to budget scoring 12 to 15 shards every day. So maybe we can get a rank 4 out of this. And the usual strategies of reaching the last node and resetting that using 3 or 4,000 gold doesn't work for newbies because the drop rate is atrocious when you are low level. But we are going to see that in 3 more days. Right now, just worry about farming your boss nodes. Currently, we have 3 boss nodes. If you actually reach node 4, I would like the strategy because I haven't been able to do that just yet. But still, we're going to finish this month with a legendary one, Jay Garrick. But we need more gear. Well, at least I, in my strategies, need more gear. You will notice that I don't advise you buying any of the packages in the store because this series is mostly for guys, just as a friendly reminder before any of you criticizes. This series is for guys who can't or won't spend real life money into the game. And such, if you ask me in value, for example, if you have offers like this in your store, like the super offer, that's in Mexican 20 pesos, but in dollars that's like $1. That's a pretty good value. And if you are a fan of Superman and you want to support the game, if you want to spend money, that will be a nice offer. Now, notice that this is a limit of 1. You only get to buy 1 package of this, and it won't be enough to unlock Superman. And if you have a rank 4 Superman from the story mode, 30 more fragments are not enough to bring him to rank 5, so you won't have access to his leader skill, which is the best skill Superman has. And then it's not a good offer. It's a nice offer for the value if you need less than 30 shards for a rank up or a legendary level, and you want to get cheap 400 gems, which amount to pretty much nothing in this game. Now, the Starheart Siege energy, that's mostly for whales, because that's 60,000 gold that you have to spend. Well, no, it's less right now because it's not the full month. That's 20 days. Well, it's still 42,000 gold gems that you have to spend if you want 15 extra energy for the siege. And if you have trouble fighting the teams on the siege right now, 15 extra energy are not going to help you score higher anyways. So that's not a very good offer. Now, Robin, Damian Wayne, it's a random pack. You can get 25. You can get 50 shards for 1,600 gems. But that's the thing, it's variable. And these packages usually give you the lower side of the random pack. So you're going to get maybe 27 or 28 shards with more frequency than you're going to get 40. So it's a nice offer if you do the math. If you want 100 shards, you will have to buy at least 4 packages. So that's 6,200 gems. So it's on a discount compared to the normal 100 hero fragments. But now the hero fragments offer a return of legendary essence. So yeah, the offers in the store are mostly ripoffs, unless it's the 30 shards for 900 gems. That's the best offer the store has ever offered. And it's been a while since that thing dropped. So no, I can't advise newbies who are on free gems to buy anything at the store. And this is the Hero of Two Worlds. This is a new package that has been going on where you get 25 shards of the 2 reworks for the month and for the 2 new guys for the month. This is cool if you want to unlock the paywall and the freebie right away. It's like $25 or something like that. I'm not certain of the parity right now between Mexican pesos and dollar and US dollar, but it's around that mark, $20 or $25. Must be one of those $24.99 kind of deals. That's a good one for unlocking early, for unlocking the paywall, but it's still way too much money for just 25 shards of each of the characters, especially when two of those are actually farmable. So I cannot recommend you buying that. So on my missions, yeah, the 30 heroics already finished. So there's that. I cannot give you any more pointers because right now you're starting to go into the daily grind proper. Like all you have to do is the same thing over and over. All your red alerts, your 27 fights, your 30 heroics, and buying PvP packs in the store every day, one or two, depending on how many points you get. But right now you should be able to clear two full boards every day, and part of the third board. So when you start cycling into that, you start clearing 3 boards every day as a newbie without fail. So that's like, even at low level, that's 3, 6, like 900 points minimum. And once you reach 1500 trophies, then you start scoring 1400 PvP tokens every day. So you are able to buy more shards. So getting the 53 shards becomes way easier. So there's that. I'm going to cut the video right here. Again, I thank you all for your time for watching these videos. It's been way fun lately working on content for this, because I'm noticing that we're still getting, I'm surprised, we're still getting a lot of new players. People are recommending this game to their peers, even though we are not a big game. Not many channels are dedicated to DC Legends. In fact, when it was new, there were a ton of content creators for this, but a lot of them left when they realized that you cannot monetize this very well, because it's way too fast. Like, you play 20 minutes and that's it. The rest is just grinding over and over the same thing, because we haven't gotten new history, well, new story chapters, and we haven't gotten any new content like the raids, which might happen again this month or not. But Red Alerts is pretty much PvP on steroids with some limiting factors. And it's interesting, but it's not that interesting when you have been playing that for 2 years straight now. But we still get new people. And I'm noticing in the Reddit forums that there are a lot of questions for newbies, from newbies, because they don't know the mechanics very well and they are not familiar with the terminology. And as such, I decided to start this newbie series, step by step, day by day, just to give you a benchmark that you can compare yourself to see if you're doing okay or if you're falling behind. So now remember, this is a 7-day-old account now, and I have over 4 million essence, and here's my roster after 1 week. Lots of rank 3 characters now, and I'm starting to unlock many new characters. After today, Harley Bexing is going to be unlocked, and I'm going to be able to bring her to rank 2, I believe. I I have started getting Terra and Hippolyta shards from the PvP packs. As you can see, I'm working my way up to unlock Alan Scott. I'm pretty sure we're going to finish, after playing every day, we're going to finish with a rank 4 Alan Scott for free. That, for a newbie, it's super amazing. So there is that. So I thank you all for your time, and I just invite you again very warmly, if you're a new player, if you have been directed to this video series to help you play, start from the beginning. You might be falling a bit behind, but there's still a chance for you to get your Jay Garrick before the next event starts. The next part, this Crimson Comet, is the second part of the monthly event. There's still like 2 weeks left before that, so you can work in a new account and at least score a rank 2 or 3 Jay Garrick for free. And that's going to help you in the future if you decide to keep playing. And also getting Jay gives you one of the characters that is going to be eligible for the assault this month is for Dr. Fate shards. And Dr. Fate has fallen kind of to the side because he's too slow. But we just might be running into viable compositions for a very strong Dr. Fate. So if you can unlock, at least for the extra points for the Alliance, anything that helps you get shards from the one node characters is a nice addition in my book. So remember, starting from Monday this week, you have to really focus. That's just to close the video. You have to really focus on getting your 30 heroics, your 53 hero fragments, and your 27 PvP fights. And as you can see, this is the middle of the night. This is just before going to sleep. So you can achieve this very, very easily without spending gold. It's just that after today, now that we are nearing level 40 for the account, for the main account, Get Dunked 2020, mine. This is a week-old account, and we're almost level 40. I'm certain I'm not level 40 because I haven't bought energy. But I want to maximize the amount of time I'm able to get the full legendary missions, because I want to get this, the No Evil Shall Escape My Sight and the Red Alert Battles, which I haven't done today. So that's the only things missing. Because you get a ton of legendary essence, and that's going to save you a lot of time. We are losing Lord of the Unliving during the first month. We just won't be able to do Lord of the Unliving missions. But on the second month, we can start working on that, and we are going to exchange being able to finish all of the legendary missions every day to be able to farm the Lord of the Unliving. And starting the second month, we are going to get the legendary 2 character faster, so we can actually start farming in the middle of the Lord of the Unliving. So that's extra legendary mission, legendary essence every day. But we are going to be mostly covered before we can go to legendary 3. So we have legendary essence to spare. So you can see 4 millions in the bank, about 5,000 gold, and there's still a lot of gold to be farmed from the campaign. But we have to reach gear 6 before we tackle this chapter 4 to finish it in one go and unlock heroic 4 and start working our way up. Because I'm going to bring you guys to heroic 8 in less than 2 months, and you're going to 3-star every node, so you can start farming your Black Adam every day too. So with that said, thank you again for your time. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment, click on the little bell in the description or near the description for the video, so you get notified whenever I upload new content for this channel. With that said, I was Lord Seth Onan. This was the Daily Grind, and we'll be seeing each other the next time. Remember, in the meantime, keep grinding on.